You're listening to This Is Your Health with Dr. Burgandi Collins. And now, here is your host, Dr. Burgandi Collins.
So if you're just tuning into today's show, I'm talking with Dr. Crystal Jones. She's a chiropractor who practices in both Brooklyn, New York, and also Atlanta, Georgia. And we're talking about working with your passion or within passion, within your passion specifically today. And Crystal's been sharing some light on how we can do just that. So we just talked about getting beyond fear. So beyond pushing past the fear, not, allowing, our perception of successful people, cloud, our own perceptions of our own abilities. What can others do to live within passion, like you're living within your passion?
I think outside of, what I've said already about understanding and taking the time to figure out what vision, mission, and purpose are, I think something else big is creating your reality. And speaking in the affirmative and, not speaking in what you can't do, what you don't like to do, what you don't want to do. Mm-hmm. Speak in the affirmative. Yep. Use what you are good at. Build on what you perceive as a weakness. If you're not going to build on it, leave it alone. Mm-hmm. But don't spend time dwelling on what's hard or what. No, it just is. And you create your reality. And, a lot of times we say, well, what if I fail? Well, what if you succeed? Success and failure are not even real. They're just directions, and a lot of times we don't look at it. And I've used this analogy of all the walls in a house. They're all built to hold up the entire house, and a lot of times we choose to look at the wall of failure without understanding that there's success, and then there's the process, and then there's all these other walls that you can look at. You just fixed your eyes on the idea of failure, and so you're going to be there. And, even taking that to physiologically, you will become stiff and you won't be able to move because your head is fixed on the idea of failure. You created that. You told your body that I can't do this, I can't do that, because all that's in front of me is not making it where I want to go. So it's really, really, really big. After you know why you're here, to create that reality of making it happen. But it's also important in creating that reality to not make that reality 90% tangible. Mm-hmm. Because the things of this world, anything that can be burned up in a fire, like, it's really not that serious in this world. And I guess you'd have to have lost everything to know that. But you can't build your success and you can't build your everyday life on tangible things. Those things will turn back to dust. Create those experiences that you want. Reach out to people. What's the worst they can tell you? No. Mm-hmm. And also understand that you're not for everybody. Don't spend your time trying to target people. Rather than target people, why don't you attract people? People don't want to be walking by you and feel like you're targeting them to so you can give them a service and they can give you money. What they want to know is that you feel like you're investing in their life and they're just sharing the energy within money form as a return. That's how you attract people. That's how you attract human beings rather than just money. That's
what you can get out of the situation.
You radiate. That's what you do. You know that you know that you know that you know why you're here on this earth, and you choose to do nothing less than radiate that light, no matter if that, I said my purpose was to let humanity back to life through my hands, one beautiful soul at a time. There are days that I purposely don't see clients, and I just go and I hang out with the guys that are sleeping at the park. And I hug them and I give them a handshake and do whatever I can to involve me loving humanity back to life through my hands. It's about living your life freely, not based on that low vibration of I need to have everything attached to this earth because apparently I'm going to be here forever. You're not here for that at all. You're here to shine your light and to be a vessel. And once you've lived out your entire purpose, you're just going to transition. And then you want to make room for someone else to come. But You just have to learn to spend your time wisely rather than trying to attach yourself to the earth. At that point, you can start to live in your passion and start to fly and be free. That's my opinion.
Well, it sounds really good. Like you say, you just want to, detach yourself from, material things and thinking in terms of what you can get back for what you put out and, just be in a moment and try to be a blessing to people. So I can dig it. I think that's a great way for people to work within passion. Another way I could think about that I used personally when I was transitioning and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life once I decided that working at a hip-hop station as a radio person was no longer serving me, you can read books. You can pray. You can meditate. You can talk to people, ask for wisdom from other people and, find out, creative ways of finding out what it is, your passion, or how to get, access to your passion. Because I think one of the saddest things is just seeing people with so much potential or individuals with so much potential just talk about what they want to do and to not actually take action. Action steps are very important. You have to say what you want to figure it all out and talk to this person perhaps or read that book. But I think actions, you definitely have to take those action steps. You have to, like you say, get out there and, try to figure out ways how you can, add to this world and try to make things, better for other people. So, Dr. Crystal, you have a mentoring program. Can you tell us a little bit about your mentorship program and how others can perhaps be a part of it?
Yes, I actually started my mentorship program at Life University. This was something that came to me. I didn't know people were looking to me as a mentor because, I didn't do regular stuff, But recently I've developed a mentorship program, and I take a max of 4 students per quarter, and there's a 6-month process of figuring out the core principle of who you are, what is true to you, why are you in chiropractic school or, allied health profession, whatever it is, taking that entire process, then developing it into, well, what does your practice look like and why, and I keep asking why and why and why until we get to the core of what is it that you truly believe. Is this because you want this, or is this because somebody told you this is right? Because until we get out of the idea of what somebody told you is right, we're not going to get anywhere. And then the next 6 months are geared towards how do we make what it is that you want, how do we make that a reality? How do we tangibly make this a reality? Financial statements, things that you may have to give up, things that you may have to sacrifice, things that you have to attract into your life to make this happen. How do we turn what it is that you've seen into reality? How do we stop just talking about how, that would be an amazing type of thing, and be like, that's exactly what it is. I work with a lot of students in understanding that student is just a title. You're either going to be an excellent person or you're going to be a mediocre person. That's it. Student is kind of just, it's a title along the pathway, but it doesn't limit you from impacting people how you should. And that goes back to understanding your purpose beyond a career. If you're going to impact people, you have to impact people now. That doesn't change when you graduate, because as we both know, once you graduate, it gets real. And so it's a year process, and for some people it's a little longer because, breaking down all of the things that you've been told and the things that you I guess, adopted as truth, and really finding your truth is the hardest part of anything. And sometimes that takes, up to 7 months of, well, how do we get through these first 4 questions? But the intent is for it to be a year. It could be 2 years. I do prefer, getting students before they're about to graduate. But even I have one 12th quarter student, and she's doing amazing right now. It's helped her in outpatient. It's helped her gain confidence in have an intent in what she's doing, not just getting numbers or not just graduating. Like, every time you put your hands on somebody, you're changing their lives, and that doesn't change whether you're a student or you're a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have a student intent, because if you're not going to give them 100%, you don't put your hands on that person. So, it's really my personal development mentorship program is about becoming who you are and creating that reality. And how do we do that? And I am these students' biggest supporter. Whatever it is that I can do, I do, but I also don't allow them to be mediocre, and they know that. I have a few doctors that work with me that have been established, and they're just not practicing the way that they want to practice. They're practicing the way they thought they were supposed to, or they're not attracting people, or they want to change their entire practice, but they're scared to, and they want basically someone to hold their hand and break down those barriers. And so I worked with a couple of established chiropractors, but it's really about being the best person that you are. So, it could be anybody. I feel like all humans are artists, and I just tend to attract chiropractors because that's the realm that I'm in, and that's the school that I go to most often. But that's the gist of the program. It's what I really love to do. It makes me happy to see people graduate and be successful on their terms.
Okay, well, Dr. Crystal, I'm going to give you opportunity to let people know how they could get in contact with you, whether they want to talk to you further about working within passion, or, finding their own passion, or, getting beyond fear, or even those who would like to be a part of your mentorship program. How can they get in contact with you?
You can get in contact with me through my website, which is www.innateexpressionchiro.com, and that's INNATEXpressionchiro.com. Make sure you don't add an S on expression. That's also my Facebook page. You can reach me that way. You can reach me through social media. Instagram and Twitter are at the Chiro Artist, TheChiroArtist. Or you can reach me through email, Dr. Crystal, that's DrCrystal, at innateexpressionchiro.com. Either way that you reach out to me, I will respond as quickly as I can, and I would love to be able to help anybody who wants, or basically share, because you have something to offer me, but share with anyone that's really ready to make that next step or step out of your shell, whether you're working corporate or you're a chiropractic student, whatever it is that you want to do, and I'm available. I think that's all the ways to reach me. Just don't add the S on
expressions.
That will not come to me. It's InnateExpressionChiro.com.
Expression singular.
Yes.
Okay, guys, I have all that information on the website. I will have Dr. Crystal Jones's contact info and also all of her social media handles as well. Dr. Crystal, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk with us about working within passion. It was a fascinating conversation. So, Dr. Crystal, thank you so much for joining us on this show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much. Okay, guys, Dr. Crystal Jones, again, a chiropractor who currently practices in Brooklyn, New York, and Atlanta. She is a mentor, a teacher. She's a speaker, and she's also served internationally in East and West Africa, also in Canada, and the 2014 National Bahamas Track Meet. Thank you all for listening to this episode of This Is Your Health with Dr. Burgandi. Again, we are available on Stitcher, which is the #1 podcast distributor in America, so make sure you check us out. Also, you can find us on YouTube at the This Is Your Health channel. Make sure you subscribe and like all the videos, and don't forget also that you can check out the show online at our website, drburgandi.com. That is DrBurgandi. So thank you all for checking out the show. I'm Dr. Burgandi Collins. You take care.
You're listening to This Is Your Health with Dr. Burgandi Collins.